Hey Belen, I'm Alfredo Diaz, and welcome to this episode of Student Council Inside Talk. This episode's special guest is Gabriel Marrero, and Gabe, we're happy to have you today. This episode is kind of centered around homecoming week, which is obviously upcoming, and celebrating the fact that our football team is playing their last home game of the season. Can you tell me a little bit about how homecoming week is changing compared to years prior?
Yeah, of course. So in years prior, especially I remember when I was in middle school, homecoming has been more of just a dress down week. The student council has chosen 4 to 5 themes, and we dress down for the entire week. But this year, we're actually going to implement a string of different activities to enhance friendly competition and ultimately brotherhood. The whole school will be divided in half.
And essentially, instead of simply allowing people to dress down and come in, different than their normal everyday uniforms, it's more of enhancing the brotherhood that we currently have at Belen and continuing to forge bonds within the peers of the students in their own respective classes. But you mentioned that the school's going to be split in half. How necessarily is student council going to get that done?
Right. So it's going to be split right down the middle, 688 students on each team, and this is going to be completely random. Each vice president and president of each flex will be each on a different team. So that way we'll have natural captains, as well as teacher captains for each grade, each color, blue and gold. So this is going to happen through a culmination of different events that we have, and ultimately at the football game during halftime, we're going to announce the winner.
And how essentially can you kind of score points for your team or help your team to end up winning the crown?
Yeah, that's the most important question. So we have a different string of activities, like I mentioned, one being a totem collection competition where 50 different Belen bees are going to be hidden throughout the school, and you have to find them and turn them into your teacher captain. That's just one of the ways to earn points. Another way is a whole new activity that we invented this year called Wolverine Run, which happens for middle school on Tuesday during flex and for high school during flex on Wednesday.
Yeah, and the Wolverine Run is going to be a relay that's going to go throughout the entire school from the library and end up, going around the school, end up culminating in the gym with activities from math riddles to swimming laps to transferring an Oreo from your forehead into your mouth. And there's going to be a lot of different ways for students to get involved. But how else are we going to be instituting the sense of half the school being blue and half the school being gold, really instituting a sense of pride in their own team's color?
Right. So each grade is going to have a certain number of participants in this Wolverine Run activity. Exactly 58 per grade, split down the middle, so 29 each team. And then they're going to be handpicked by the captains to participate in these different activities, which will end in the gym. The rest of the team that's not participating will be watching from the bleachers. So it's going to be, even though it's not a pep rally, it's going to be a pep rally-like environment in which the last activity is going to end inside the gym.
Yeah, and absolutely. And is student council going to do anything to kind of show who's on which team necessarily, besides the fact that they're randomly selected?
Right. So there's going to be bandanas that we're going to pass out at the end of this week, blue and gold bandanas to the entire school. And the students will know their roster in terms of blue and gold, the entire school. And they have to tie it around their arm and wear it throughout the entire week. And actually, student council is going to be doing bandana checks during school, during flex. And whichever team has their bandanas on, a bigger percentage of the bandanas on in that class will also accumulate points for the bigger competition.
So it's definitely important to have it on at all times, although you're allowed to have it on your arm, maybe your leg, but you have to have it on your person, but not on your head.
Correct.
Which is important to clarify because the misuse of the bandanas could definitely end up happening.
Right.
And in terms of the everyday events, besides the dress downs, what else does Student Council have planned to kind of get students excited about the football game?
So actually, this is all going to be culminated with the football game because during halftime of the football game, the winner of this week-long competition will be announced. And we have planned a very, very special presentation during halftime in which both the gold and blue teams will all be on the field at once, and the winner will be announced at the 50-yard line. And it's a presentation that I don't think has ever been seen before, and we're incredibly excited about it.
Absolutely. And going into the day-by-day operations, what does Student Council have planned for each specific day in terms of dress down and activities that they have, competitions, DJs during the morning, music over the loudspeaker?
Right. So in between classes in the morning and during dismissal, there will be music on the PA systems. Actually, in the morning, we're hoping to have a DJ in the central patio.
DJ Wallace.
DJ Wallace, exactly. He's a senior. We're very excited about that.
We're also going to have the Battle of the Flexes, which is going to remain from years prior.
Right, exactly.
Which is another way that grades can actually end up earning points. What are some ideas that we've seen before? Because I remember vividly that Moses in the Red Sea has won Battle of the Flexes, and it was a great, innovative idea. I think it's one that, you can kind of start to branch out upon. What would you tell students to get them to be a little bit more creative with what they're creating for their flex jingles and such?
Right. So the days of the week that we don't have the Wolverine run, for the high school and for the middle school, during those flexes, there will be something called Battle of the Flexes, which we have done in the past. And what we're looking for is some sort of music video or skit or commercial in which the whole flex dresses up as a certain costume, a certain character, or a certain idea, and then they make some sort of creative video. Like I've known in the past, Party in the USA, they made a music video once and they won it. I've seen Jake from State Farm commercial. It's been great stuff. And although this is not going to go toward the blue versus gold competition, it will be bragging rights for each flex.
Absolutely. And in terms of day by day, we understand that there's going to be Jersey Day, there's Tourist Day. Can you tell me a little bit about the individual days and how students are allowed to participate?
Right. So there's going to be 4 different themes. One of the themes is going to be the day of the Battle of the Flexes. And since flex is split, high school and middle school don't have it on the same day, there will be a different theme for high school and middle school each day. So one of the themes, yes, is Jersey Day. So you can wear any jersey you like. And on Tourist Day, it's pretty much just dressing as from any country that you like, Hawaii, someplace in South America. It's going to be just show your colors, show your pride.
And in terms of footwear, are sneakers going to be worn all week?
Yes, sneakers will be allowed to be worn.
Absolutely. And then Friday, no school. We have the service event, trunk or treat for the juniors mainly. But then for the actual game, in terms of the student section, how is that going to be broken down?
So we're actually hoping that we're going to get our own bleachers on the other side of the field, and there'll be a blue and gold side. So the competition is going to continue on Friday, and everybody is going to be in suspense in terms of who won. So unless you go to the game and you watch the special presentation during halftime, you won't know who won. And I think just the fact that this is the most important game, the last home game, it's going to draw a big crowd, hopefully, as well as for the presentation during halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like homecoming week is going to be one to remember. So
definitely.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Remember to catch us next time on Student Council Inside Talk.